See, there's something out there in sales. It's actually called a self-tout. And I came up with this a few years back with one of our first call centers, quite a few years back. And the reason for the self-tout and or a company tout is to expand onto the power statements. Now, we went over power statements. We went over how come they are so useful. Now, again, literally, there's tens of thousands of power statements out there. It's everyday language, right? It's our jargon. It is the sales language that we need in order to encourage and persuade a consumer to acquire our products. You see, the self-tout encompasses all of the power statements. Customers alike need to hear about you. Customers like myself, I need to know about you. What makes you so great? What makes your company so great? Do I want Pepsi or do I want Coke? You see, they both have self-tout commercials and self-tout marketing. Which software do I really want to use? Is it Apple, PC? I don't know. It's up to them to market to me. Is Apple more for the marketing guy, more for the web creation type guy, the graphics guy, and or is the PC, is Windows-based software more for the PC marketable guy? Now, we really can't tell you. It's what? Preference, right? It's how you get sold. Some people like Mac, some people like PC. You know, it really depends upon the individual that you speak to because they were sold in a different way. Because they were touted the company and what the company can do for them in a different way. So it's really gonna be up to you ultimately to tout yourself and to tout your company in a way that's gonna bring a win. Now, never let up. What I mean by this is really when you let up in sales and you give up, you're letting the consumer win. You're letting our prospects win the battle. You see, a lot of times we give up right before we could have got the sale. Now, the reason for the self-tout is to correct all of this. It's to prevent this. It's to prevent the hang-up or prevent the walking out the door from occurring. It's to prevent the customer from clicking off your website and going somewhere else. Have you ever been to that website that tries to compete with the Amazon and it just doesn't look right? It just looks really generically GeoCities, right? Back in the late 90s, early 2000s put together. And you're like, wow, I just don't know if I can trust these people, right? And I really don't know anything about them. The looks are everything, right? And yes, looks can be deceiving, but guess what? This is the internet world, it's the information age, and this is the more intelligent age, let's put it that way. People buy on looks. This is why they have models to go represent clothing and products, right? This is why that occurs, because you have to tout something. What do the models, what do the famous actors do to a product? They tout it. This is how good you're gonna look if you wear this outfit. This is how good you're gonna look when you shop at Guess or The Gap or Macy's or Burdines or Blooming, wherever it may be. This is how great you're gonna look when you use this product, right? Jamie Lee Curtis, we all know what she goes, Activia. This is how great you're gonna feel when you eat Activia, when you incorporate Activia into your diet. And then we can go on and on and on with Mickey Rooney and then all these other actors representing certain products. But they're touting it, and it's giving you a self-tout and a company tout saying, hey, listen, if it's good enough for this person, it's gotta be good enough for you, right? It's kind of demoralizing in some ways, but in actuality it's true. You're like, wow, I can't believe that guy's using it. I see him all over. He really looks good. I would love to have that. Wow, that outfit really looks good. I would love to own that. And we pay a premium for these items for that reason. But it's all because of the self-tout. We want to be part of what's happening, what's going on. We want to be the in crowd. We want to be in the know. We want to be in the now, right? So again, going back to the power statements, remember, you're an intelligent person, a man of your stature. You obviously would agree. Hey, if I were you, you would do this. You should do this. No one knows this business like I do. It's not a question of no, but a question of when. All of these things are power statements to build up the self-tout. Now, I know this is very small, but it's called Tout It Out Loud, right? I have a complete self-tout here, that I try to combine on screen so you can see it. Concerning health insurance, right? Why should I go with you rather than a local agent and or a local vendor if you're selling product online, right? Well, one of my big things is to always start off with the options in the industry. Now, we need to talk about the industry. We need to talk about who we are and what we do. See, Mrs. Jones, I understand that there's a lot of options out there inside of this industry. And I appreciate, and always say this, and I appreciate the way that you feel. I need you to understand what separates me from the rest of the crowd, from the other vendors out there, what separates our website from everybody else. You see, I'm the best at what I do, and I'm only here to help. You see, Mrs. Jones, we are the best at what we do, and we are here to help you. We're here to take the guesswork out of shopping, the guesswork out of finding the right video camera, finding the cheapest cell phone, finding the product that's right for you. See, Mr. Jones, we are the best at what we do for a reason. Then at ABC Company, we have some of the most intensive daily training in the industry. If you want to use that for a website. Hey, Mrs. Jones, in ABC industry, we have some of the most intensive sales training on the products that we do offer you. So the most intensive product training on the products that we offer you, right? If it's a website on books per se. Mrs. Jones, we have some of the best authors available inside of the industry. The reason why is we go through book by book, seller to bestseller to get you the best quality available out there. We need to put ourselves in the forefront. We need to put ourselves on the front line. We need to be able to take the bullets. We need to tell customers what we are all about. More importantly, at ABC Company, we have some of the most intensive daily training inside of the industry. What this means to you. Remember that line. What this means to you. We're going to go over something at a later time. A lot of sales trainers do use it. It's called framing. I'm going to teach you my way of framing, the correct way in my eyes, psychology-wise, to get somebody to believe what you're saying and to go along with your statements. We'll go over that at a later time. What this means to you is I'm a highly skilled agent here to assess your situation by the questions that I ask and the answers that I receive in return. You see, Mr. Jones, I am trained on a day-to-day basis to help you, the consumer, come up with a solution for you and your family that's going to make the most sense, right? Taking another product going to stocks. You see, Mr. Jones, at X&X Investment Firm, we have some of the most highly intensive daily training that you will ever undergo. We go through on Monday mornings market analysis, what stocks are hot, what stocks are selling, what's not, what has the most volume, what has the least volume. Mrs. Jones, what penny stocks are about to burst, what IPOs are going out, what mutual funds are hot, what the fund last traded in, who is the new CEO of the fund, who's trading the fund. You see, Mrs. Jones, we are in the know, and I want to get you in the know as well. You see, Mr. Jones, I need you to understand I have your best intentions at this time. I have the best intentions for you, your colleagues, your friends around you, and your family, Mrs. Jones, because you come first. Believe me when I say you will not receive the same treatment and service from any other agent and or representative inside of this industry. You see, Mrs. Jones, I am the best at what I do, and I am here to help you. Consider me your personal liaison inside the industry, for it be stocks, inside of the market industry, whether it be insurance. Mrs. Jones, consider me your personal interactive brochure to the insurance agency. I want to be your company liaison, Mrs. Jones. And what I really mean, I just want to have you place your trust in me, and you will not go unsatisfied. You see, what I'm going to do is enter your information into our patent pending system, Mrs. Jones, in any industry. Mrs. Jones, what we want to do for you is enter your information into our systems. We want to see what's going to come back to best suit you. Now, what does this do for you? For insurance, we're going to shop all of the top rated carriers inside of the area to find a company that's best suited for not only your budget, but for your needs as well. You see, Mrs. Jones, sometimes what's good is not cheap and what's cheap is not good. This is exactly why you have me on the phone and or face-to-face sales, exactly why we're in front of each other today. Because some agents are going to present you with something that is not good for you. Some agents are going to present you with something that could be too good for you and out of your budget. Mrs. Jones, my system is designed to meet you right there in the middle and to help you get to where you want to be at a budget you can afford. More importantly, if I want to use it for stocks, Mrs. Jones, I'm going to enter your information into my system. I'm going to come up with the best market analysis for you. You told me that you're an aggressive investor. You told me about the returns that you're looking for. And by golly, I want to get you there. You know, I can't guarantee you anything. Me and you both know that, and I wish I could say that. But you know what? I have some strong feelings about some good opinions right now in the market. I heard some active interest in a few of these stocks that I want to talk to you about. But let me enter your information into my system. Let's see what companies come back within the criteria that I entered. Although, Mrs. Jones, I have them in mind. Let's just see if I'm correct. As soon as you tell people this and you get it inside their heads that you're not just doing the search yourself, that you're letting the computer do some work for you, but you're not going to take the guesswork out, right? You see, you're allowing people to say, okay, this guy's real, but he's backing up his information. Really do this. If you have an internet site, let people know and type it right on there. As you make this order, we're letting you know this is the best product available for your needs. If it's an herbal website, hey, we heard the best reviews from this product. Put some testimonials on there to go tout it, right? Lisa over in Alabama, right? If she's a real customer of yours, put it on your website and tout it. Have a response page go out to your clients, response email, and say, can you please tout our product? Can you please let us know your opinion, good or bad? And let people give you the bad and put the bad on there as well. I didn't like it. It didn't work, right? But then I'll show 10 others that say, you know what, it did work and I do really like it and it is working for me. And you know what, thank you so much for suggesting this. As soon as you do that, you're giving people the power statements to say, wow, all these other people did it. It must be good. Look at Amazon. They allow reviews. eBay does reviews. And these are some of the biggest internet selling sites out there. Why do they allow reviews? Well, why not? Because it makes the products real, right? If you're holding an image behind the screen, you don't know what it looks like. You can't touch it. You can't feel it. You don't know what it really is. You don't know if it's real. But if other people are saying it is and how great it is or how great it isn't, well, there you go. Walmart does the same thing on their website. Now, what does this do for you and all the shops, top-rated carriers, yada, 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 right? What this line is for insurance and or stocks. Mrs. Jones, as I enter your information into our system, what it's going to do for you is shop all the top-rated carriers. It's going to shop all of the stocks within your criteria, kind of like an Expedia.com. Now, this will give us the best option for you, leaving nothing to chance. You see, Mrs. Jones, we don't want to leave anything to chance. We want to make sure we're making a right decision rather than a wrong decision. When you explain this to people throughout your self-tout, you're getting rid of objections that usually come up, especially over the phone. The last thing that we want in phone sales is somebody say, I need to think about it, I just don't know, let me roll it over. Well, this is taking the guesswork out of what they're going to say next, and you're kind of putting a little damper and a little dagger right into everything that they're going to say. So Mrs. Jones, obviously you understand Expedia, that it shops all the airlines, all the hotels within the area. It's going to come back with the best deal. Not just one, but all of them. It's going to show you the cheapest and the most expensive. That's exactly what I'm doing for you. Mrs. Jones, more importantly, I can actually pre-screen all the companies through my process. Due to my software's intelligence concerning my underwriting, whether it be for insurance and or stocks and or other products out there, right? And then it's going to fit you into the right carrier and or company. Now, more importantly, what I really want you to do is to talk about the trust. I want you to talk about what you are going to do for them, what you can do for them. What is your business? Can you back up your claims? Are you willing to work for the deal? Are you willing to work for the deal? Right? Now, what is this involved for you? Right? We need to discuss this. The self-tout. Why do we need it? What do you do? What do you do for a living? Are you an internet vendor, internet merchandiser, a warehousing guy? Do you own a plumbing company, an electric company? Do you own a pool company? I have some close friends of mine that do own pool companies. Todd Marshlack from New Jersey, Atlantic Pool and Spa, phenomenal company. And he employs a couple of different crews and does subcontracting and does contracting on his own. And he revamps people's lives in my eyes. He allows them the opportunity to finance a new pool, a new backyard, and does all these phenomenal things. But when he speaks to his clients, he always paints the picture of how his company will work for them. He touts himself. You see, why are they so much better than every other Tom, Dick, and Harry pool company out there? Well, he tells people why. Mrs. Jones, because we're the cleanest crew out there, Mrs. Jones, because we care about the way we represent ourselves. We're clean cut. All of our workers are uniformed, Mrs. Jones. When we come to your work site, we want to make sure that there's no trash ever around. We want to make sure that we don't destroy anything that is personal to you. We try to abide by you, work around the hours that you're going to be home and not home, whether you want us there or don't want us there. And we're going to try to expedite the job as fast as we can to your satisfaction. And Mrs. Jones, all through the process, we want you to rate our service. Why, Mrs. Jones? Because you are our client. You're the one that pays our bills, so we want to make your experience great. You see, the way he works his prospects and the way I've trained him to really explain the process and show all the mapping through software and pictures and getting people to really feel the vibe and to make a bigger investment because it's a long-term decision. I mean, Christ, they're digging a hole in the backyard, filling it with cement, right, and or a vinyl liner, and it's going to be there permanently. So the shortcuts that you take, you're going to see on a daily basis. I got him to explain to his clients how good they are, the experts that they are, and what they could do and the value that they're going to bring, rather than just selling somebody on a price and being the cheapest pool guy out there. So what's your industry? What do you do? Todd's in pools. Myself, I'm in practically all sales out there, whether it be real estate, we're in insurance, stocks, commodities, finances, life insurance, annuities. We are in PNC. I've helped a ton of loan modification rooms. I have call centers down in Costa Rica that have sought out my help training their sales associates. What do they train them on? Well, they train them on how to sell and talk over the phone, right? And we need to know these things because it's not a representation. The first thing you do when you start a business is what? Get a phone number, because people are going to be doing what? Calling you. If they're going to be calling you, we have to know how to represent ourselves. We can't just wing it, right? Harry's Pizza. Have you ever called the pizzeria and then the customer service so poor, they say, please hold, and they just put you on hold? It's like, man, you're too busy to even talk to me? Really? Do I even want to order this right now? And then that young person gets on the phone and they give you the attitude and they really don't care. Poor customer service. Guess what it is? A representation of the company. If somebody goes to your website and just sees a static page, right, with some random pictures and it's just poorly put together, guess what? They're never coming back to you again. First appearance is everything. First call, that's everything. They are now picturing you. You're either going to be the fat guy on the couch eating Doritos, right? And or you're going to be that guy in a professional suit that's the guy that they want to deal with, and or a woman that they want to deal with. More importantly, what do you do? And now think about how you can tout yourself. What do you know about your industry? What do you know about what you do, and what value can you bring to the table? Now, who are you? What can you do? Do you work hard? Do you promise? Do you have ethical training? Do you have ethical practices? Do you compare yourself with others? Like Todd in New Jersey, he compares himself with other contractors. He never defamates, because then that will defamate yourself. Although he does compare himself. And he said there's a lot of other contractors out there that will try to offer you the lowest deal. Mrs. Jones, hands down, it's all about money. Am I right in saying that? But again, Mrs. Jones, if you purchase something that's $15,000 that's really going to cost $25,000, right, and it's common practice with everybody else at $25,000 and above, What kind of quality are you sacrificing for that 15? Now, it may sound good now, but it's going to cost you more later with repairs, replacement, holes, if it caves in. Mrs. Jones, there's a lot of things that can occur. This is why you need to spend right the first time rather than have to go through it time and time again and then all of a sudden realize that everything has to be redone and then making the initial investment plus more. Mrs. Jones, don't buy the lemon, right? Buy something that's sweet and something that you know that you like. Now, more importantly, Mrs. Jones, it's all about trust. What is your business? What is your business? Yes, I know what you do, but what is your business? A lot of people, they would say, well, I'm in marketing. Well, Mike, I just told you I own a plumbing company. No, you don't. You do not. And you're probably out there going, what is this guy even talking about right now? It's because what is your business? It's called people. I don't care what business you think you're in, because you're all wrong, you're in the people business. You're not a plumber, you're not an electrician. You know those things, and that's what you're capable of doing. Although you had to sell these things to somebody, you're in the people business. People all know that any electrician out there is going to put two wires together, but how well are they going to do it? You're in the people business. You have to explain to somebody that you are a real person, that you are that person, that you're the person that they need to trust, that they need to do business with, that you have the experience, you have the caring, you have the sensitivity, you have the humor, not too funny. You don't want to be a comedian because no one will buy from a comedian. They just think they're funny and they really like them. They don't want to do business with them, right? But you want to be funny enough and humorous enough to say, I really like this guy. You don't want to be, that Uncle Larry at the barbecue. It makes everybody laugh, but you're like, man, look at this guy driving a station wagon. What's this guy doing, right? You need to know what you will do for them. Can you back up your claims? So yes, Todd in New Jersey, can he back up all of his claims? 1,000% with pictures and with customer testimonials. Can you? How do you self-tout yourself? Why wouldn't you throw customer testimonials into your product pitch and or into your service pitch? Always tell somebody about somebody that was satisfied. More importantly, are you willing to work for the deal? And I say this for everybody. How far are you willing to go work for that deal? What about your company makes it so great? Why is Amazon so great? Amazon started selling what? Books, right? Started selling books. Now look at this. They sell everything and they allow you to sell everything. So all of a sudden they opened their eyes and said, whoa, look at the business that we could jump into, but we need to start somewhere. Are you willing to work for the deal? How much work are you willing to put into that self-tout to make somebody believe that you're the option, that you're the only option for them? No one likes somebody that won't work for the deal. A lot of people, especially over the phone, if you're in a call center business and or phone sales, they always tend to say, I'm not interested. I need to think this over. I need to think it through. Call me back. I'll let you know, right? And we all know as phone sales reps that it's totally untrue. When somebody says, I'll be back, I'm going to go look around, I'm going to think about this big deal, and they walk out of your store, big furniture sales, car lot, we know they're probably not coming back. This is why everybody tries to get you the first time. But why? Because we like giving what? Invalid excuses. We're going to go over that in the rebuttal and objection section, although it's all in here. It's in your self-tout that's going to keep somebody inside your store, that's going to keep somebody coming back to your store. Do the right things and people will do the right things by you. Say the right things and people will do the right things by you and they'll listen to you. If you say the wrong things, people don't want to listen to you. Why would you want to listen to somebody who doesn't self-tout themselves? Why don't you want to do business with somebody that's the best? You do. Why do you want to do business with somebody that's a senior agent rather than just a regular agent? Right? If somebody was a Army brat and then there's somebody that's a general, do you think of them differently going back to our power statements? Absolutely. It's all in the way that you word things, then go into the tonality and then how you say them that's really going to make that sale. More importantly, what I want you all to remember is to have a fully functional self-tout, we need to know about ourselves. We need to be here for the client. We need to give somebody service. We need to tout the service. We need to tell somebody about our experience. Mrs. Jones, trust me, hands down, you're not going to get my expertise anywhere else. I've been inside this industry for over 10 years. I've been inside this industry for over 10 years, Mr. Jones. Trust me when I say nobody's going to be able to help you as I can. More importantly, Mr. Jones, I am actually the top salesman inside of the company. What does that really mean to you? It means I do right by people. My clients stay with me and refer me for a reason, Mrs. Jones. You see, we're on the phone together, we're here today because you know that you need a product and or want this. I'm here to help you achieve it. More importantly, Mrs. Jones, what will you do after? This is so important. That's part of the company tout. What are you going to do after? See, Mrs. Jones, there's a few agents out there that have what I have, although they don't utilize it. You see, if I'm never available for you, I have a whole customer service staff that will be. You see, we have customer service awards inside of our company, helping people just like yourself. Mrs. Jones, you always come first. After the sale, you will hear from me, Mrs. Jones. It's not just a one-night stand. Mrs. Jones, I'm different. I'm the kind of guy that's going to call you on Christmas, that's going to call you on Thanksgiving, that's going to send you the mailers. Why, Mrs. Jones? I like to keep in contact. One reason. I need you. I need you because you're a valued client. But I also need you because you're going to refer me over to other individuals so I can help them as I helped you. And ask that through emails if you're on a website. Ask for that. We'll go over the referrals at a different later time, how to keep and retain customers in another module. Although we need to tell people about ourselves, about our company, how we're different. Mrs. Jones, my name is Michael Tobias. I happen to be a licensed agent through the Department of Insurance and Financial Services. I'm here today to present you with a couple of different options. You see, Mrs. Jones, I work for a publicly traded company. It's underneath the name of ABC Company. Now, what does that really mean for you and what is it really going to do for you, Mrs. Jones? Well, it means this. Number one, I'm highly trained to assess your situation. I'm highly trained to undermean and underdetermine other people's needs compared to yours. What I mean by that is this, Mrs. Jones. To assess your situation, I need to know about others in the same situation as you were in. I need to know what's undervalued for them and then what's overvalued for you. You see, Mrs. Jones, you count. You are the valued individual I'm speaking to today. You are the one that matters to me. You see, Mrs. Jones, without you, I wouldn't have a business. This is exactly why I'm on the phone with you. But more importantly, I'm going to work really hard for you. Now, Mrs. Jones, kind of sounds corny, and of course it does. But Mrs. Jones, no one's going to work harder for your business than I will. I work the hours of 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday from 10 to 6. I do that for all my clients, Mrs. Jones. And when you become one of my clients, I'm going to work just as hard for you. See, Mrs. Jones, the difference that makes the difference is me. It's the training I receive and the answers I'm able to give you. Because trust me when I say this, no one undergoes the kind of training and or has the resources that I have within my company. Mrs. Jones, I'm here for you in the end. I need you to understand I'm here to help and I got your back. My company wouldn't be around if it wasn't for agents like myself and or valued clients like you. See, Mrs. Jones, I want you to join in. I want to help you. Allow me the opportunity. Now, when we go through all these things, what will you do for them? How can you help them? How good are you at what you do? You give them all the power statements in the world. Simply put, in my opinion, here's how business works. Here's how business is done. Mrs. Jones, in today's business world, you're either moving forward and or you're standing still. If you're standing still, Mrs. Jones, you're actually moving backwards because time waits for no man. The best time to make a decision is now. More importantly, let me ask you, an intelligent person, a knowledgeable person, a man of your stature, a woman of your stature. Mrs. Jones, not a question of no, but a question of when. Mrs. Jones, you can't afford not to. I'm the best at what I do. Mrs. Jones, a lot of people ask me that. Let me give you the correct answer. You see, Mrs. Jones, do me a favor, grab a voided check. Here's what we have to do. Now, Mrs. Jones, if I were you, here's what we should do. Most people usually do this. We can go on and on and on with the phenomenal aspect of using all of these power statements because they're unbelievable. It's uncanny how we are able to pull them from the sky and throw them into a self-tout.